What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Today's Wednesday, July 2nd. Hope you're doing well. We've got some breaking and awesome news. Ripple today applied for a U.S. national bank license. I've got some exciting news with regards to the 3IQ XRP spot ETF in Canada. We've got some SEC approving an ETF news. We've got a ton of stuff for a banger video here. Like I said, got some important updates, and then we're going to take a look at XRP price chart toward the end of the video. We'll take a look at the technicals and the price action, what to expect there in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And full disclosure, I do own XRP in my portfolio. It's my largest crypto holding. It's about 80% of my portfolio. Pretty tired today. I was up super early today. Took my daughter first day of daycare today and went and picked her up there not too long ago. We're back home. She was a little upset when we dropped her off, but each day you kind of just, you drop them off for a little bit longer each time. So you kind of ease your way into it. You do a few hours and then a little bit longer the next day and the next day. It's crazy how fast they grow up. But we'll jump right into the news today. I posted this video yesterday as well. If you haven't seen this, you can check it out because XDC and Hedera, I talk about what has to happen to see them hit new all-time highs, but this applies for a lot of the altcoins as well, and that includes XRP. So if you haven't seen this, I highly encourage you to check it out because, like I said, I give 5 major reasons, things that we need to look for before we can expect full-blown alt season and all-time highs across the board for a lot of these different altcoins. But in my opinion, we're not far away. It could even be this month in July where we're going to see full-blown alt season. So this was the big news of the week as well. Just in, SEC approves conversion of Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund into an ETF holding the following cryptocurrencies. And that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, our beloved XRP, Solana, and Cardano. All but confirmed that we're going to see XRP spot ETFs in the US. And we're already seeing a flurry of them here in Canada. And I got some news to that. With regards to that, I've got another XRP ETF that I didn't even know about that I found out about today. Again, I'm going to give that information a little bit later on in the video. And I did have a discussion today with 3IQ, which is one of the providers of a spot XRP ETF here in Canada. Like I said, I got some exciting news, and it might even have some ties to Ripple. Speaking of Ripple, they applied for a U.S. national bank license today. This is super bullish, folks. There's so many things happening behind the scenes. We know that Ripple's going to be dropping their cross appeal, and they're expecting the SEC to do the same. And that basically puts this almost 5-year legal battle to rest, and it's time to build, right? The Internet of Value, like Brad Gerlinghouse said, it's time to lock in. And this is just another stepping stone and something that, is necessary for them to just put a dent in the universe. In my opinion, we're going to see absolute fireworks, like I said, to end the year here. So here was the details. If we scroll down, they applied for the national banking license to expand crypto services, says Wall Street Journal. So they applied for that license as part of a push by cryptocurrency companies to enter mainstream finance, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. The company, which manages cross-border payments and dollar-backed stablecoin called RLUSD, submitted its application Wednesday to the U.S. Office of Comptroller of the Currency, OCC. RLUSD is currently regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services, and that's at the state level. If approved, a national charter would place the stablecoin under OCC oversight. And in my opinion, there's not going to be any issues getting this done. The dual nature of that regulation would basically have set a new bar for transparency and compliance in the stablecoin market, said Jack McDonald, Senior Vice President of Stablecoins at Ripple. And you have to remember, Ripple is a private company and they issue quarterly market reports. That's not something you have to do as a private company. Ripple gets a lot of hate because of that, and for whatever reason, this is huge, folks. And they're so transparent. It's one of the best. They're probably the best actor in the space. And like I said, Ripple's going to become the most valuable company in crypto, probably in the world. It's going to be bigger than Amazon, in my opinion, Apple, you name it. And XRP is going to be the most valuable digital currency when it's all said and done. Mark my words. You heard it here first, and I'm extremely excited. We could even see them IPO after this legal battle with the SEC officially concludes. Stablecoins typically maintain a 1-to-1 exchange ratio with government currencies by keeping their reserves in cash or safe assets such as treasury securities, which is going to boost the US dollar supremacy as well. Ripple indicated it may consider offering additional crypto services through its banking license in the future. And again, they're the Amazon of crypto, right? They do custody. It's a one-stop shop as well. While we're on the topic of crypto, I want to shout out to a new project and sponsor of the channel. And this section of the video is sponsored by Sapphire Studios. It's a paid partnership, and they're behind the mobile strategy game called Gold Inc. First and foremost, this is not financial advice. You should do your own research and never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. This is for entertainment purposes only. What's different here is the game beta just went live, and their token called SST is in pre-sale now at a very low and attractive market cap. Gold Inc. is one of the largest Web3 games currently and to ever launch, and in my opinion, I believe this is going to be absolutely huge. Like I said, it's backed by Sapphire Studios, and you can download and play today. I'm going to play a 2-minute video review that I think describes the game extremely well, so you can get a proper look at it. If you decide to use my link in the description and in the comment section below, you can get up to 10% bonus SST tokens during the pre-sale. You can also find links below for the app on Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
Hi folks, I'm here to talk about my mobile game pick of the year, Gold Inc. My name's Colin Stone, I've been reviewing entertainment for more than a decade, and let me tell you, Gold Inc. very well could be the most addictive game ever built. Imagine a game that allows you to build a realistic mine with real-world profits, mining real-world gold and assets while battling it out for land and resources in an open-player governed game world with 10,000 bloodthirsty people. All that alongside your closest friends 24/7. That's exactly what Gold Inc. is. It's more than a game, it's a lifestyle. Gold Inc. is one of the most expansive, massive multiplayer games on mobile and the first truly freedom-oriented open-world MMOs with a player-run economy. In Gold Inc., you run your own realistic gold mines, own land with real-world value, manage your company, and at the same time, work hard to defend you and your friends' assets against competing alliances. Don't want to play by the rules? No problem. You can build up a military with your friends and make money by pillaging gold from rivals. Become powerful enough and you could even take the king seat and make a hefty real-world income collecting taxes from everyone. The creators of Gold Inc. wanted to break the mold by making an open mobile game with no rules. A game that blended game and reality that people would want to invest years into. And in my opinion, they've more than accomplished that goal. They created a new genre of open gaming. Finally, don't wait. Download Gold Inc. now because they are only letting so many players into their first launch phase. The sooner you get in, the more your account will be worth because all the alliances are new and will be at the same level for a very short time. Now is the easiest time to get that king spot. That's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. This is your sign to download Gold Inc. today.
With that, thank you very much to Sapphire Studios for sponsoring this part of the video. The project is super exciting. There's so many real world use cases, and the SST token is going to be available across multiple different games as well. One that they're developing at the moment is called Stellar Extraction, and it creates all kinds of real world utility. Most of the time I pass on pre-sales, but this was a project that I couldn't pass up. Check out the links in the description, and we'll get back to today's video. All right, welcome back. There was some news here as well from Paul Barron. Just in, banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America are now in official panic mode as 89% of Gen Z and millennials report that they will leave their banks for crypto and DeFi platforms offering yield, tokenized stocks, and Web3. Well, I just thought about this, and good thing Bank of America is a Ripple partner, and yeah, they're going to be jumping into this full force, believe you me. So this was some other news that I received today. I spoke to the folks at 3IQ today, and I was discussing the XRP ETF, and I just wanted to learn more about them. They do have zero management fees for the first 6 months, and I'm actually going to be having them on the channel for an interview because I learned a lot today through the conversation that I had with them, and I hadn't even heard of 3IQ before. But during that conversation, they actually told me that Ripple actually worked directly with them, and that's not something that happened for all the other ETFs. And they even told me another ETF that I'll jump into in here in just a moment that's in Canada. So you have the Purpose one, you have the 3IQ, and there's actually the Evolve. So we'll dive into that chart in just a moment, and we'll take a look at it on TradingView. But they actually worked with Ripple 3IQ to develop their prospectus, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So as a result of this, hopefully I can have them on at some point, maybe this week, or if not in the next couple of weeks, for an interview, and everybody can hear it directly from the horse's mouth. Like I said, this is a great company in my opinion. I'm going to be looking to add more to XRP ETFs, especially in my TFSA, my tax-free savings account, and I'm going to be adding 3IQ. And like I said, I can't wait to have them on the channel, and you can hear it directly from them. There's a lot of other great aspects, a lot of great details that they gave me on the phone today, but I won't spoil it. I'll save it for the interview. And like I said, they did tell me about another ETF called Evolve in Canada. So there's 3 main ones. And if you see the cryptocurrency space at the moment, we've seen some decent green across the board. If we take a look at XRP on the TSX, this is the Evolve Funds group. So there's 3. There's Evolve, there's also 3IQ, which I just mentioned, and then there's the XRPP, which is the purpose. And one thing I'm looking at here as well is the Bitcoin chart. And I mentioned this in this video. So again, you haven't seen this, you got to check it out. But Bitcoin is very close to confirming a weekly bull flag. And generally, after Bitcoin sees a massive move and breaks into blue sky breakout and price discovery, that's generally when altcoins follow. And this bull flag on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin is targeting $146,000. So this is looking good, folks. The S&P 500 also just confirmed a weekly bull flag, which is great because typically Bitcoin and crypto follow stocks and equities. So again, if you just take your measured move there from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.32 fib. We actually confirmed it last week, actually a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was confirmed on the week really of June 2nd. And then the measure move there is about 656 on SPY. So this is some huge tailwinds for the space. But yeah, I didn't even know about Evolve today, found out about that ETF, and I'll definitely be having 3IQ on at some point here in the foreseeable future. And hopefully, like I said, in the next week or two, and we'll discuss that in more detail. And then, like I said, they have partnership, well, they've been working with, not really a partnership, I guess, but a collaboration, and they've been, developing the prospectus for the ETF with Ripple. So the fact that that kind of relationship is there, who knows, maybe I'll even be able to have Ripple on the channel at some point soon for an interview. We'll take a look at the XRP chart here at the moment. So it is an hourly bull flag looking to confirm. We need to hold 224 or that negates it. And if we break the high there at 229, that's going to confirm it. And the measured move is 237. We also had a 4-hour bull flag that confirmed. And you can see here we had a low, high, and breaking out to the 0.32 fib, and we were targeting 230. We hit that, and then we essentially were right back down at that 0.32 fib. If you missed that first entry, you had another entry. And from there, we're up another almost 6.5%. But it looks like we could see 237 here very, very soon. And on the weekly time frame, we're getting close to a bullish triple thunder crossover, which is a proprietary algo alert in the POW algo service. When we see a weekly close over the 10-week moving average, and we see a stochastic and a MACD bull cross on the weekly, that's when you see a bullish triple thunder crossover alert fire off. And if you're in the POW Group private community, you'll get an alert there, but you'll also get an email alert. If you're not in the POW Group private community, you'll just get it via email. And you can go to powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com to learn more about that. But look what happened the last time we had a bullish triple thunder crossover when the price closed above the 10-week moving average. The stochastic and the MACD cross bullish. Price went from about 60 cents to 340. Then we had a bearish triple thunder crossover with the close below it, and then the MACD and the stochastic cross bullish, bearish. And we had a ton of downside. Now we're looking for the flip side of that with a bull cross, and things are heating up in a big way, folks. XRP is very close to seeing a golden cross as well, which that will alert in the POW Group algo alerts as well. So if you're subscribed to that service, you'll get all of these alerts. Currently, I have about 29 different alerts on XRP. So if there's a golden cross, if there's a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, bullish, bearish, triple thunder crossover, 4-hour oversold, I call it ultra oversold. So if it's ultra oversold, that basically means on the hourly, the 4-hour, and the daily time frame, when they're all oversold simultaneously, same thing for overbought, you'll get an alert. And like I said, 29 different custom and proprietary alerts for XRP alone. And this is just another one that we could very well see any week now with a golden cross looming here on the XRP chart. And like I said, I think July is going to be an absolute banger of a month. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.